There, folks. Give me a thumbs up or a yes if you got audio. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sty Times. Blah, blah, blah. I got 2 minutes of you didn't hear a word I said. That's the second time in a month, in this month, that I've actually had. I've got the power supply to my microphone is sitting on top of my studio here with a nice bright LED blue light on it so that I always know everything's powered up. Everything that runs my studio's got an LED light that's bright and in my face so that when I fire up, everything's running. Not tonight. Not tonight. Haha, audio's great now. Great. Thank you, Frontier Survival. Um, the Gemma's Journey Grace is in the house. Yeah, folks saying, hey, no audio. The Yeah, I got her mastered now. But there's certain things that I do on this system that runs my studio that I shut all the peripherals off while I'm doing it because it takes an awful lot of power on the machine, and I don't want anything using up any CPU power, so I shut everything down. Well, I was doing a task late this afternoon that required me shut some stuff down. I don't want to overburden my CPU, and I got done with it, set everything up, the stream, everything's ready to go, and I was having a cup of coffee and a couple smokes and fired the stream up, and no audio because I did not turn that power supply back on. Mic was selected, everything was selected, but I didn't do a microphone test as I should have. Shame on me. Shame on me. But thank you for letting me know. No audio. That's what a good friend would do for you. That's why I pick good friends. Yeah. The Hi, Kayla Ferris is in the house. That's awesome. Cinda Lou's in the house. Great. Great folks. So many great folks. Um, but tonight's topic, I picked my friends. I hope it kind of helps people feel kind of better about the friends they have and the choices they've made on their friendships. And there's Jadzia Dax just came in the house. And I see I'm one, I've had a pretty long life now. And I'm one that throughout my life I struggled so many times with people that were friends, I thought to be very close friends, actually make a train wreck out of their friendship with me and other friends of mine because they were insistent that I should let them pick my friends. And I'd always get into that quandary where I'd have to sit them down and say, we're going to have to get one thing straight. I pick my friends. Now, most of my audience, well, I would say the majority of my audience already knows. Sty's got one life's rule, my biggest rule, and that's respect. I mean, we're all different. We're all different. We all have different lives. We all have different upbringings. We all have so many different things influencing us daily that there's always going to be something about anybody that you go, that what? Because you've never experienced it. You've never felt the way they feel. We're different. We're all different. And how we pick our friends is the way they make us feel. The way another person makes you feel is what draws you to pick them as a friend. You should never allow someone else to dictate to you who your friends should be or should not be. I had someone tell me, well, you've got a friend that, the guy was a major, extreme drug addict. And boy, he was a criminal and on and on. And I said, yeah. And they said, it's hard for me to be your friend if you got him as a friend. And I said, well, there's a reason why he's a friend of mine that I haven't shared with you, but I guess I'd be willing to if you really need to hear it, why he's a friend of mine. But I said, have I ever brought him into your and my friendship? Have I let him influence you and I as friends? No. My friendship with him is totally separate. It's not with you. That friendship I have with him is with him. The friendship I have with you is definitely with you. I could give a damn about anybody else except you when it comes to our friendship. And they said, well, but I know that guy. I've known that guy for years. And oh man, what a mess, what a jerk. I can't be your friend if you're friends with him. I said, that's a shame. That's a shame because I think you make an excellent friend. And that's why I picked you. Well, if I was such a good friend, you'd get rid of him as a friend. Well, if you were a really good friend, you'd let me pick my own. You wouldn't force me to forfeit a friendship with this guy that doesn't affect our friendship, other than the fact that you just don't like him. And is that enough for you and I to not be friends when he's not even involved in your and my friendship? Yep, just knowing that he's under your umbrella of friends, I can't be your friend. When a person takes it that far out, I just requiesce and I go, well, that's a damn shame because I really wanted you as a friend and I picked you. And then now something that doesn't even affect you and I together is separating us. And the fact of the matter is, you're making the choice. You're making the choice to not be my friend. I picked you, and I picked him. You're choosing not to pick me because of him. Not my problem. Not my problem. It was good while it lasted. Sayonara. I don't have time. I don't. My heart isn't hard. My heart is smart. I'm not going to get into a debate as to whether or not I'm not going to try to convince you to stay where you don't want to be. So I got to let you go because I cannot allow anybody, and I don't do it in anything in my life unless it's forced upon me and I don't have control of it. I don't let other people make my decisions for me. No. And it should be the same way with friendships. You want to tear a friendship apart, the quickest way to do it is get a hold of one of your friends, a close friend, and say, I can't be your friend anymore because I know that you are friends with so-and-so. Well, how'd you find that out? Well, so-and-so told me that you're friends with that person. Yeah. And that's the only way you found out that I'm friends with that person also? Yeah. But if you're friends with them, what? Now, wait a minute. You would have never known that I was friends with that person because I don't bring them into our friendship because I already knew you and him don't see eye to eye. You'll never be friends with each other, ever. So I never trouble you with him being a friend of mine. And I never trouble him with you. He doesn't even know you're my friend yet. But it shouldn't matter because I don't bring the two of you into it together. It's not a mix in this case. It's you and I are friends. And when you and I are being friends, well, I'm not thinking about him. When I'm being friends with him, I'm not thinking about you either because I'm being his friend. And I said, and if he did things to you that put you in that position where you can never be his friend, I feel bad. I feel bad that that happened between the two of you. But it's none of my business. Yeah, Cinderlou, they're no friend then. That's it. That's it. Then you have to ask yourself, did I make a good pick? Did I make a good pick of that friend? Because I would have thought higher of them, that they would have not judged me because I had a friend they wouldn't be friends with. And those are the kind of friends I like, are the friends that say, I don't care if we're different or not. We can be as different as night and day, as long as we all treat each other kindly and respectfully. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good friendship to have. Now, me, I like to look at my friendships like teams, okay? I've got these little friend clusters, right? I got a cluster of hunting buddies. They love to hunt, man, these guys. But this group of guys, they're not fishermen, man. They're hunters. So I've also got this little clique of friends, avid fishermen, man. They love to fish. Boy, they'll put every penny they make, spare dime they've got, into fishing. But you ask them to go hunting, not interested. No. I'm a fisherman. So what do? I go fishing with the fishermen, hunting with the hunters, and they're all my friends. They're all friends of mine. And I hear the hunters saying, oh, them goofy fishermen that you go fishing with, those guys are goofballs, and I could never be friends with those guys. And I go, that's your problem, not mine. We're out here hunting together. That's what I care about. And I hear the same thing when I'm out in the boat fishing with my buddies. Or them hunters you hang out with, those guys are. But they all understand. Don't go there with Sty because he picks his damn friends. You don't have to be a hunter and fisherman. You can be one or the other, and it doesn't matter to me because if I like you and I like your personality and you and I have something in common, when we're together, that friendship is about you and me. It's not about you, me, and the hunters that aren't even here with us. So I've got these clusters, little teams of friends. And it's worked very well. It's worked very well. I've had a lot of friendships, and that's one thing. Friendships are very fragile. They're very fragile. I had a lifelong friendship, an individual that I met, and this is a little unusual, but I was in the first grade. You know, for crying out loud, I was 6 years old. I was in the first grade. He was in kindergarten. And the way I met him was he got off the bus very first day of school. And he got confused and scared. And I got off my bus And I saw him sitting over by this tree at the end of the schoolyard, way at the end of the schoolyard, looking out over there was a highway out front. And I could tell, there's just something told me, that kid's going to make a run for it. That kid's getting out of here. He's scared. He don't want to be here. So I walked over there and I started talking to him and found out where he lived. And it wasn't far from where I lived. I'd never seen the kid before. I got him all calmed down, and I even took him to his kindergarten class, turned him over to his teacher, and then I headed for my first class of the year. After that, the school I was in had the kindergarten in it, and it had first, second, third grade in the same building. Well, we all had lunch together, same lunchroom. That first day, I walk in that lunchroom with my whole class. The kindergartners had gotten there before us. And there's that kid, and he's sitting at this great big table all alone. We had more tables than we had kids in that school. And he's sitting all alone at this great big table. Heck, I went and grabbed my milk, and I run over there, and I plopped right across from him. Started chatting with him, and he's looking at me like he can't believe I'm talking to him. We had lunch together all the way until I went into the fourth grade, and I left that school, and he was still left behind the following year for third grade. He was one grade behind me. But he caught up with me into the elementary school, where it was fourth, fifth, and sixth graders. So we had 2 years together there, and you betcha we did lunch together every single day. But it wasn't just school, it was summers. We became the best of friends. And that taught me that what is a true best friend? We've all heard, yeah, we're blood brothers, cut our hands with a knife and became blood brothers, It's pretty doggone close to that. To be a true best friend, something happens to that best friend. It happens to you. You feel it just like you were them. Something happens to you, they feel it just like it was them. You have that connection. And if one needs a helping hand, and it doesn't matter how simple or hard the situation is, if your best friend, if one of those two people is in a time of need, the other person doesn't even think about it. It's like if a bee stung you, you don't wait for somebody else to go, oh, that hurt. You go, oh, that hurt. But with best friends, that bee stings that best friend. The best friend's going, oh, that hurt. At the same time, you're going, oh my God, that hurt. That connection is so tight that you become literally one. And you can feel it, you know it, and you go through life, and that friendship just grows and grows and gets stronger to the point where everything's assumed. You don't even have to ask it anything anymore. You just want to be together and do things together. And you're different. You do things different. You say things different, everything. But you still feel complete when you're with your best friend. Well, I had this best friend, and it's tough. It's tough for me to go there. He was my best friend for 52 years. Can you believe that crap? Literally, best friend for 52 years. He could call me at a drop of a hat. I'm there. Need me for something? I don't care. Like I said, I don't care how small it is or how big it is, the issue. I'm there. No problem. Same went with me. Sometimes I wouldn't even have to call him, because in a joint acquaintance of ours would drop a line and say, hey, yeah, I heard Sty's going through such that, and boom, my best friend's right at my door. I never asked him. All he had to do is hear, yeah, Sty could use a hand. Boom, he's right there. After 52 years, an individual that was a mutual friend of ours, in a sense. I'm not going to go into real details, but mutual friend that both of us felt was in the best friend kind of category, at a minimum, a very dear friend, all of a sudden decided they didn't like me. I couldn't figure it out either. Nobody had. In fact, even today, we're talking 7 years ago. Nobody understands what occurred there. But this individual went to him and said to him and his wife, I cannot continue to be friends with you if you're going to be friends with Sty. And he said, that's a shame. He said, because I've been friends with Sty for over 50 years. There is no way that I can conform to that. So this individual told his wife, who this individual was best friends with, that it's a shame because their close to lifelong friendship was going to come to an end because her husband insisted on being friends with Sty. Well, that gal went to her husband and said, it's a shame, but this is going to come between you and I. You either break off your friendship with Sty, or you and I are going to break up after being married for nearly 40 years. We're going to break up because I can't live with you if you're going to be friends with Sty, because I can't be friends with this person, because that person will associate with nobody that's friends with Sty. I couldn't believe it. This person that I was friends with from the age of 6 years old, and it was just like we were glued to the frickin' hip. It didn't matter if we were 3,000 miles apart. It felt like we were glued to the hip. Our whole lives all ended within a couple of weeks because somebody else decided they had the right to pick someone else's friends. The best thing about it is it taught me that I was correct to start with. I pick my friends, damn it. And if you're a friend of mine, you'll never come to me and tell me you can't be my friend because of somebody else I picked as a friend. No, you gotta. If you're a true friend, you're taking that person's whole package. You know, you're taking that person on as a friend, and that person may have things in their package that you wouldn't have, that you wouldn't put in your package. But that's all right, as long as they're not using those things in your friendship. What does it affect you? How does it affect you? It doesn't. Don't ever let somebody else pick your friends. It's a statement, as far as I'm concerned, to live by. I pick my friends. Actually, this title got altered because the original title was I Pick My Friends, Not You. The But that created confusion in the past. People go, oh, you're saying that you picked friends and I'm not one of them. No, that's not what that title meant. No. So I shortened the title down to simply, I pick my friends. But you need to let your friends know that you feel good, that you were able to pick them as a friend, that you coming to that conclusion, I'm picking them as a friend, made me feel good. Your friends need to know that. They need to know that. I know when someone tells me, Sty, I really appreciate you being my friend. And I tell them right back, I tell them, well, it's my privilege because I feel the same way. I feel the same way about you. And they'll go, well, no, I don't understand why you picked me as a friend, but I sure appreciate you. No. I pick my friends. So you know, if I picked you as a friend, I call you friend. No, it makes me feel good to be able to call you a friend of mine. And I'm looking at who's out in the chat, all of you great folks, Rain Dancers out there, Caleb Ferris is out there, and everybody chatting back and forth. I consider all you folks friends. You're all friends of mine. I don't see anybody I haven't met yet on YouTube that's not in that chat over there. All these folks are common people to me, and they become friends. And I hear people that I believe they're friends because they'll come in a chat and they'll leave a very personal comment about a tragic thing that just happened in their life, their family or whatever. It might not be directly to them, but it was someone in their lives. And my heart just goes out to them. I mean, yeah, because you people are my friends. And I've had people say to me, well, you don't hesitate to throw any trolls or people like that out. Well, yeah, because they're not our friends. They're not my friend. They're not your friend. They come in here showing disrespect to you folks. That's disrespecting me because you're my friends. I'm not going to let those people come and disrespect my friends. I pick my friends, and I've picked my YouTube fate. I've decided to open myself up to meet, greet, and become friends with a lot of people out there, a lot of people. Now, it's halftime, and I got a shout out. I missed in my stream last night getting this out. I'm not going to miss it during this halftime break, and this takes less than 1 minute. Don't anybody go. We're going to get right back here, my friend, and we're going to keep this conversation going. This only takes less than a minute. Here we go. There we go. There's a bunch of great folks right there. Awesome folks. Yeah. Not just because they're supporting the channel through memberships. They're just good folks. They're just good folks. Everything's spicy. It's great to see you, Phil. He says, I agree, Sty. I pick my friends. He's a very good example of friendships that you pick. When I first started following him, it didn't take me long, and I started telling myself, I think I'd like to be his friend. I really think I want to get to know him better, and I think he'd be a good friend. He'd be a good friend to have. It didn't take long, man. In my own heart and mind, I said, Phil's my friend. He's my friend. I don't ask other people. When I was a kid, that was very common. When you're a kid, that's what you do. Will you be my friend? I don't do that with people in my adult life and never have. I don't ask somebody, hey man, would you be my friend? No, I don't ask that question. They will choose on their own. And 99% of the time, they never have to say, I picked you as a friend. They're going to show it. It's going to be very evident, very obvious. And you can tell just by the way you feel in their presence that they've decided they're picking you as a friend. And Phil and I get along pretty doggone good for disagreeing on occasion. That's developed into a great friendship. Someday I want to meet the man in person. I really do. But what I'd like to talk about here in this last half of the show is friends is a very generalized statement because there's a lot of different types of friends out there. I categorize friends as my general friends. General friends. They're people I just really like. They're just, yeah. And I love getting together with them and chatting once in a while. And yeah, I have no problems with these people. They're great. They're awesome people. They're my friends. Each and every one of you out there, no matter how long I've known you now, you started out as, yeah, you're in that general friend group. Now a lot of you have moved up a bit. You've got that general group of friends, and they're like synonymous with good acquaintances. To me, there's acquaintances and good acquaintances. Good acquaintances are people you're getting kind of close to, and you're thinking, boy, I'd like to be their friend. I think I'll pick them as a friend. And that, well, now they're one of my general friends, one of my many friends. And then you've got a step up from that, and you've got close friends. Now, those are people that you brought in a lot closer. Phil is one of my close friends. Even though we've never met each other in person, I consider Phil a very close friend. And why did he go into the class of a very close friend? Well, it's because we gained trust and confidence in each other to the point where I have shared things with Phil, and he has said things to me that I thought, that's pretty personable. That's right from the heart information. And we've shared things that we don't share openly with other people. Well, you only do that with very close friends or family. And sometimes I find my close friends are actually closer than any family I've got. I'll confide in some of my close friends things that I would never talk to family members about. The next class of friends, so you got your general friends, you've got your close friends. The next class, of course, is there's three classes there, are your best friends. Now, some people will say, Sty, you're crazy, you're nuts. But to me, my close and very close friends, a lot of times have a lot more true value in them than my best friends. And my earlier example of someone I was a lifelong best friend with. I mean, I was closer to him than I ever was to my siblings. Absolutely closer. And if anything happens to him even today, boy, it's going to hurt. He has broken the friendship, but boy, it's going to hurt because that's a friendship I haven't been able to unpick. He did. I can't. I just can't. His son told me, he says, my dad doesn't understand why you still call him friend after him cutting you off. And I said, because he didn't pick, nobody picked him as my friend except me. And I haven't chosen to unpick him yet. So, yeah, me Dibble says, we know you're nuts, Sty, but we're all nuts. Yeah. Yeah, we're a big bag of mixed nuts, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah. Especially during the holiday season. But I found that best friends take a lot of management at times because best friends can be awful fragile, especially if there's any outside influence. And like Phil was saying, that he's had a lot of people on YouTube telling him who he should and shouldn't be friends with. Oh yeah, I get that. I get that all the time. In fact, I've had it happen just lately. Happen lately, saying, "Well, we noticed you're bumping heads with somebody, and that person you should just not be friends with them. Period. You should block them on your channel," kind of stuff. And I'm like, "Get a life. Go away. Go away. Go away." I still consider that person generally one of my friends. That person's still my friend. We don't have to always agree. I'm not gonna throw that person out with the trash because we didn't agree on something. Because I didn't decide I wanted to be that person's friend or pick them as a friend because I knew we'd never, ever bump heads. We'd always agree. There's just no way. It's just like looking at myself in the mirror. Bullshit. I don't pick friends that way. I pick friends because they're willing at times, and they do it well, to give me some good, constructive criticism and be willing to accept it in return. Friends can do that. Friends can do that. And I see that on the channel all the time. Everybody out there, we give constructive criticism to each other. We poke fun at each other. Nobody leaves here crying that, oh, I got picked on. No, and that's what friendships are about. But best friends can be a very difficult emotional thing to have to deal with. Very close friends that you feel confidence in and you can confide in, and they're there generally whenever you need them. Close friends tend to be there more when you need them emotionally. You need interaction. You need to talk. You got to get something off your chest. A very close friend is willing to hear that out. They're willing to listen to all that. Best friends at times go, oh, I've been listening to you for 30 years. I don't quit your whining, go away. But if you need me to help you build that garage, I'll be over there Saturday morning. They'll be right there. That's one of the issues with best friends is you're as close as you can ever get. And a best friend can become very indifferent sometimes. But it's assumed you're not going to allow that to interfere with your being best friends. No way. No way. Best friends are allowed to have a crappy day and be an asshole once in a while without any even mention about it. That's it, it's because your best friend is a mirror image of you in a sense. So it's just like getting pissed off at yourself, and you don't want to unpick yourself as a friend. I like that. Phil says it's okay to disagree on things. Absolutely. But plain old Chuck, man, I love it. I disagree with that, Phil. Yeah, I disagree, Phil. LOL. I love that, Chuck. That's great. What a response, man. That's way to come back, But I really, that's one of my pet peeves is when people start going down you can't be my friend if you're friends with that person. A friend isn't going to throw guilt in your face to manipulate your happiness. If you're happy being friends with that person over there, and you never bring them into this friendship that you have, this separate friendship, that other end of that friendship should not be trying to tear down your happiness by being friends with somebody else. Now, I talked at the very beginning about an old friend of mine that he was, I had one friend say, I can't be friends with you if you're friends with him because he's a drug addict, he's a criminal, and blah, blah, blah. He's all this and that and this and that. And I said, no, the key word there was. Yes, they were absolutely right. He was quite the criminal, and he was a drug addict. Been clean for 15 years. Doesn't that count for something? And even when he was a drug addict, he never let that addiction roll into him and my friendship. We became friends in high school. He was, boy, talk about thieving. I mean, he was charged with all kinds of breaking and entering, robbery, blah, blah, blah. And I caught him right in my house a couple times. Nobody there, and I come home, and that son of a gun's in my house. It would make me kind of nervous, that he's there. But that only strengthened the friendship. The times I caught him, he would, my house is locked, but boy, that guy can get through almost any door lock. He could pick any lock on a damn house, that guy. And he picked a lock, get in my damn house. But all of the times that I caught him in my house, told him, do not do this. Don't come in here, you goofball. Not without me home and not without my permission. And the light came on one day. All the times he's done this to me, he's never taken a thing. In fact, I'd get to the house, go in, and find him there, sitting in my living room. He wouldn't even have the TV on. And he'd say, hey, Sty, you mind if I hang out for a couple hours or so? Because I'm heading over to so and so's, but they're not going to be there for a couple hours. I'd say, I don't care, I guess. Can I watch TV? Duh. Yeah, go ahead, watch TV. Then he'd say, is there a chance that, do you have anything to snack on or to drink or something? So yeah, there's soda and there's snacks in there. Look, if you want to fix something like a pizza or something, look in the fridge, look in the freezer. Or yeah, there's chips and the like. What? Feel free on that stuff when you stop in. You know, never once would he touch a thing. He wouldn't even turn a light on or the television on until he asked me. That boy couldn't go into anybody's house. He couldn't go into his own mother's house without, oh, she went to the bathroom. I go dig through her purse and steal $20 out of it. He couldn't help himself. He's a drug addict. Anything that wasn't nailed down, he's nabbing it, selling it, getting drugs. Never touched, never took, never used without permission in my house. I couldn't, it shocked me to no end. Then I realized, damn, he is a good friend. He's a friend. But yet I had this other friend saying, I can't be friends with you if you're friends with him. While he was an addict and a criminal, he never did a single thing that ever hurt me or put me at risk or did anything to even give me a bad name. After he cleaned his whole act up, he finally came clean. I mean, he did prison time twice. Took twice to straighten him out, and he went dry and became successful, had a good job, had his own place. He was doing good. And one of my other friends said, I can't be friends with you if you're friends with him. You know his past. You know how he was. That's exactly it. Is I do know how he was to me, not to you or anybody else. I don't know all those details, but it doesn't matter because he was a friend to me. And that really put the frosting on the cake and sealed the deal that I will never let somebody else pick my friends. I think I'm the best judge of who my friends should be. And again, I'll stress it. All you folks out there are friends of mine. I haven't had any of you treat me poorly. I haven't had anybody disrespect me. Anybody that's out there in the chat right now have always, always proven yourselves dependable and very respectful, upright people. So yes, you fall in the friend category. And that's why when I hear one of you having an issue in life or a hard time, I try to be there for you, even if it's just to be there. If I can't help you monetarily or physically or anything. I've got issues that are coming up down the road. It's going to be a couple of weeks yet that there's some disclosures I got to do about me and the channel and things coming down the road. And it's a very hard thing to do, what I'm going to be having to present to my audience in the world and stuff. But I can do it because I'm going to be talking to friends. I'm going to be sharing with friends. It's actually going to be a lot less difficult than I'm allowing myself to realize, And that's why surround yourself with friends, and you get through. You get through as long as you got friends around you. The Calculary bus is in the house. I had a spook. Yep, I like it. The Dojo, my buddy. There's a lot. Now I'll tell you guys, Dojo at times I start feeling if I see his name somewhere or something, or he pops in by surprise like this, it's it's a misnomer, but I like, oh, there's my long lost old friend Dojo. And the reason it kind of feels like long lost old friend is because when I first started streaming, and then soon after I first started, Dojo came in to visit, and we got him on the panels and stuff. Dojo and I, God, we spent hours and hours together on panel, and such good memories, such good time, and built a wonderful YouTube friendship, man. Wonderful. Yeah, Dojo's special to me. It's just like he's family. Like I said, YouTube friends become actually more valuable than family at times because you are family. We all are family. And you get to really know people. It's amazing how well we can get to know each other and never come in contact other than on YouTube. For that, I think YouTube's a blessing. I think it's a blessing for an awful lot of people in the world. They wouldn't have that kind of satisfaction and enjoyment and fulfillment in life if they didn't have YouTube to meet all these great people. Dojo was the one that introduced me to Sty. There's Spicy jumping in, Bill jumping in. Yeah, we talk about that stuff all the time. It was, I tell you what, you talk about kind of a odd situation. We had Dojo, we had Crazy Ann, we had Samantha Lee, we had Phil, and we had all these folks. E-Waste Mike, Get Her Done Granny. It was all of our little circles started to slightly overlap, and we started catching each other and going, well, look at that person. Gosh, I never knew of that person. That's pretty interesting. And it just snowballed, and we ended up with this. Again, like I said, I like to build clusters of friends, and Dojo, Phil, Get Her Done Granny, Crazy Ann, and so many others. We've got kind of like this circle of YouTube friends, and we've gotten to know each other pretty damn good. I mean, yeah, we let our hearts bleed a little bit in front of each other, and we get to know what we're going through. And oh, you got blocked out of your channel, and then are you getting it re-going? Oh my gosh, Dojo. That's why I've been feeling like I haven't seen any posts or anything going on, and haven't seen you around. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, I'm glad that you're getting it back up and going. That's why it's called Dojo's Allotment Specialist 2. I didn't even notice the 2 on it, man. Yeah, that says a lot. That says a lot. But make some really good friends. So I have made some really good friends. So, or through, I guess, YouTube that have helped me a lot. Yes, me Dibble. Isn't that so true? Isn't that so true? I mean, they've helped all of my friends on YouTube, all you folks, and a lot that aren't here for this show have helped me through some really rough times, really rough times. And a lot of those rough times were behind the scenes. Nobody live saw what was going on, but some of my friends knew what was going on. They knew what was going on in the background. And there were times that people didn't even know what was really going on. They just knew something was going on. And they were there and so supportive that it got me through. And that's it. That's something that The only thing when it comes to friendships that can be taken away from me when it comes to friends is a friend taking themselves out of the friendship. That is the only thing they can take from me, because they can't take me being a friend away from me. I'm friends with some people that, like, they would talk like they're sworn enemies of Sty North. And I laugh. I've got people here in town. They swear to God that, oh, can't have nothing to do with that Sty North. No way in heck. And I'll see them walking down the street, and they'll cross the street. They're not even going to pass me on the street. And I'll wave to them, say, have a nice day. Or I'll see them in Walmart. I love that. There's this one gal. Oh, she's an ornery thing, too. If she sees me in the same aisle that she's in, oh, heck no, man. She'll come right out and tell me, I don't want you in the same aisle with me. And I smile at her and I'll say, that's all right. I'll get out of the aisle. I just got to grab one item. I'll get out of the aisle. I'll stay away from you. I hope you're doing well. The look on her face was like, why are you being nice to me? I'm not your friend. We used to be friends, and only half the friendship broke up. That was your half. You decided that I wasn't your friend anymore, but I never gave up on the friendship. You're still on my friend list. I care about you. I care what happens to you. You know, it's not fun having you not like me, but I know you well enough that I want you to still be my friend. Even if it's a rough friendship, a rocky road, I guess I'm going to keep you on as a friend. Only you can take your friendship away from me, but you can't take my friendship to you away from me. Only I have the choice to give that up. Yeah. Boomer D, it's great to see you, Boomer. Who wouldn't want to be a friend of Sty? Oh, there are folks out there, by the way. There are a few folks out there that I don't want to be his friend. But most folks that are in that position are folks that they don't like the fact that I even hold my friends, just like my own children, just like my family. If a person needs to be held accountable, I'll say it. Hey, that was your doing. Yeah, you need to take ownership and be held accountable for that. And you need to take that on personally and be accountable, not be told to be accountable. And oh my gosh, right towards the end of the show, and Cinda Lou pops up. You are a sweetheart. Oh, thank you so much. And that's it. Is I know too many people in this whole world that think the same way, and it's not that it's bad. It's just a shame. But there's a lot of people that go out of their way and struggle to make sure they only got 3 or 4 friends. I don't want any more than 3 or 4 friends. That's it. Everybody else are just kind of acquaintances, because I don't have friends. I don't want nothing to do with friends. And that's because they've had so many failed friendships that they're not willing to put themselves out at risk anymore. It's like someone that, it doesn't matter, guy or gal, that's been through 2, 3, 4 divorces, and then people are wondering why they're saying, I ain't dating no more. I don't want to find a partner. No, ain't happening. Well, after so many things falling apart, you don't want to go there anymore. You just don't want to be there. I had mentioned it's at that time we're going to wrap up the show. And hi, JCT, sweetheart. I'd have to we got to go. I hate it because I love y'all, but I got to stick to my guns. Sty Times is an hour-long show, give or take 5 minutes, 5, 10 minutes. And I got to stick to my guns. Um, like I said, probably right before Christmas time, I'm going to have kind of an update to Sty's plans, Sty's future, and the channel. And I hope you can all watch for that and then come tag along and see where things are and where they're going. I want to say good night to each and every one of you. Love you all. It's been an awesome show. Been an awesome show. And fear not, fear not. If you lose a friend, don't worry about it. There's other friends out there that'll fill that slot. I know a lot of people give up. They feel like the whole world's against them, but don't do that. Find a channel like this and come on over and meet a few folks, and I guarantee you, your life's going to be a better place once you meet a lot of good new friends. So get out there and pick your own friends. And I'll see you. Oh my Lord, it's Monday. I'll see you Wednesday at that Sty Times. And if you watch this closing, you'll see what the topic is on Wednesday night. Now, mind you, I'll remind you again Wednesday. This Thursday, no Around the Campfire. I'm not even on YouTube. Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. And this is one holiday I'm just not going to be on. I'm not going to be out there and about. So, but I'll see you Wednesday at 5 p.m. You all have a very, very great evening. Bye-bye.